Welcome back, everybody. In this episode, I'll be going over some changes I've made to the to Take It Racing 2, and this is formally announcing on the YouTube channel, I guess, that uh, the game is out. You can play it on itch right now. It's just the demo. It's just what I've made so far. It's completely free. You can download the ROM and play it on your Game Boy, or you can just play it in browser. So go and do that, please. Uh, but I'll be going over some of the changes I've made since I posted it, and my big plans for the future of Ticket Racing 2. First, we'll start by showing you this car I made. I been participating in the Pixel Dailies, and this the theme was Luchador, and I thought that would be a perfect car name for uh, Ticket Racing 2. So here it is. Please tell me what you think in the comments, and if you do like my pixel art, please follow me on Twitter. I'll put a link in the description there as well for my Twitter. But yeah, the first thing I got feedback on was skipping races, right? Because obviously, before, like in the first version that I published on Saturday, when you press the skip button, it just skipped one day. And if you want to go from race 1 to race 2, you have to skip past all of these races. So I just put in a skip to next race button, and that's already updated on the itch page. So you don't have to manually skip past every single one, but you can if you like. I've made it so you can skip one day if you still want to. I also took away some of the. In the tutorial, it asks you. It used to ask you a lot. If you'd like to continue. What did it say? Would you like to end the tutorial here? And obviously, I put yes as true so that if you're just skipping through, then I will assume that you're not even reading it and you want to skip. But obviously that means that if you accidentally press it, you have to go through all the rest. So I took out some of them so that it's in bigger chunks, but also you don't have to go past. Would you like to skip tutorial like over and over again? Yeah. So with this car, by the way, I haven't put it in yet. It'll be in the next update. And also in the next update, I want to add full color to the game, but I also need to work on the AI because the races are very easy right now, but that's only because they all obviously it's the amateur cup, so it's kind of explained, but it's not really because um, all the racers drive safely constantly. Obviously, when you drive, you have the option to drive normal and aggressively, and they do have the option, but it uses a random number, and because it's on initiate, um, then it's always the same number for every car, and I think it's always 0. So I'll be making a smarter AI system so that they can kind of decide when they want to drive safely or aggressively. I already had that kind of thing in for the pitting, or like when they're low on fuel, they deliberately drive safely to save fuel. But when they don't need to, they seem to always drive safe. So I'll be changing that. I'll just look in my notes. Um, yeah, I'll also add a proper interactive tutorial in the full thing, so that uh, I'm thinking of adding a character or a couple characters, or at least a slight story aspect in which uh, they're feeding you the information on how to succeed, and there maybe even be an enemy that uh, has obviously got a good car, and you have to try and beat him. Um, but I'm not quite sure how it will translate to the full game yet, but it will definitely make this demo a lot better. And just the game better in general, having a pushing factor and somebody or a face at least to put the words to and to tell you how to play. And in that tutorial as well, I want to add drag racing. So in between all the races in the calendar, there'll be or the championship races. In between the championship races, there'll be different races. And the reason why I want to add drag racing first is because it's a good way to teach the stats. Because obviously, in the tutorial it says it, but it doesn't really explain what it means very well. So, for example, if in the Tacoma Beach section 3, this speed. Wait, hold on. I think it's actually section 2. Yeah, section 2 is here. The speed is 8, right? Because the speed is 8, it means that your car, if your power value is less than 8, you will be losing time. Or yeah, you'll be losing time. And so if any other races lose less time than you, um, then you'll be behind them. And that works the same with all the stats: the handling, the speed, and the braking. So it's probably easier to teach drag racing because it's just one strip, or it can be, I guess it can be multiple strips. But just the one strip, and you have to make sure you choose the right thing. I'm not sure how it's going to work yet, but I want to make it slightly different than the basic circuit racing, so that it's got some different gameplay aspects throughout the game, so it doesn't get too stale or boring. Yeah, so that's how I'll teach the stats a bit better. What else have we got here? Yeah, I'll probably add some more music this month as well. And yeah, obviously, oh yeah, I did some calculations, and obviously with the cars, I can have up to 154, I think, because the car stat can only, obviously each stat only goes up to 255. Yes, yeah, because obviously 256 is the binary limit, but the 0 counts as the 1. So I can have 255 different cars in the game, and I want to make it. I want to. Obviously, it starts in 1950, so I want to imagine that when the Game Boy is released is when the calendar stops. Um, so that would mean that there's 39 years between 1950 and when the Game Boy is released, and that'll give me about 6 cars a year that I can, or in each of these, um, the game years, I can add 6 cars. So that will, with 255 cars, it should be over 39 years in the game. It should be a pretty in-depth game, and obviously each of them will have their own different stats. And in the full game, I want to have it so you can make engines and swap engines between cars. And obviously, once you swap an engine, the car isn't stock anymore, but that doesn't matter for things like Formula One or drag racing, right? So, um, yeah. So these are some ideas I have, and I've got them written down, planned. Obviously, they'll take a lot of time, and I obviously have other stuff I'm doing at the same time as this because it's not very profitable at the minute since it's a free demo. But I really want you guys to play the game and tell me what you think. Um, and yeah, follow me on Itch and on Twitter, and subscribe to my YouTube, and so you have all these updates. And when I'll post something new, I'll probably post a devlog on Itch, and I should also share it on Twitter and my YouTube channel. So yeah, please stay tuned, guys. If you have any comments on this or any ideas you'd like to see, any feedback on the ideas I've put across here, I'd really like to hear what you think. Please play the game. The link's in the description. And thanks for watching, guys.